Hello and welcome to the show. Today is an out and about episode, so expect to hear noises in the background, especially generator noise. And that's because I think it's called the TCN, Transmission Company in Nigeria or something like that. They're doing lots of work in Abuja. They're relocating cables and things like that. And so because of that, the power situation in Abuja has been absolutely crap. They'll take light for maybe up to 12 hours, 12, 14 hours of the day so that they can do their work. And so, some serious load shedding going on. So people are just running generators like crazy. So if you're one of those people who has solar panels right now in Abuja, you're definitely enjoying your life because you're not going through what everybody else is going through. So there was a time when in the Apo axis where I live, so Apo, Gariki, Gudu, Durumi, Galadima, that whole side. So I think early on in the year, in January, it was our turn to go through all that madness. And now that they're done with us, I think now they've moved to central area, and somehow the thing has spilled over back to us as well. So I'm in the central district right now. So basically, every single building that is around me right now, they're just blasting generator. So that's part of the joy of doing business in Nigeria. Anyway, so today's episode is not about the joy of doing business in Nigeria. We're continuing from what we started yesterday on effective prospecting. So that is what the whole narrative is going to be on effective prospecting. Although we're going to be using one particular person as a case study. Now, she's made up, she's not real. I can't remember what we called her yesterday, but let's call her Adenike Haruna today. So we're going to be using Adenike Haruna. We're going to be using her as an example so that you guys can figure out how to do prospecting in your businesses. Because a whole bunch of you who reach out to me, some of the problem is that, look, you haven't even started prospecting in the first place. So it's not as if you even have a big business problem per se. The problem is just that you haven't even started prospecting. You haven't even started chasing customers up and down. So you don't even have a problem yet. So it is when you start chasing customers and then there's a problem. It's like you're chasing them, you're toasting them, but they no agree. They're okay, we know that, okay, maybe now there's a problem that I can help you solve. So we can see whether your sales script is correct, or whether your framework has been set up to give you the best chance of a success. So you're hearing it here for free, live and direct this morning, that a lot of you, we don't even know if you have a business problem yet, because the thing is, you come up with this business idea, the thing sounds all right, but truth of the matter is you haven't even started prospecting. You told one or two people, then you just kept quiet. And you went to church, you told another one or two people, then you just calmed down. Then maybe you mentioned it to momsy and your auntie and your popsy, and then you just calmed down. And 4 months has passed, and in the last 4 months, to be honest, you've only told maybe 10 or 15 people that you're in business. That's not a recipe for success at all. You haven't started. You haven't told enough people. You haven't started putting the word out. For people like that, we don't know whether you have a business problem or not. So it is when you start telling people. I can't tell you how many people you need to talk to per day, but it's when you start telling people. You're picking up the phone, you're calling people, two, three people every day. Maybe visiting one or two people in the office every day. Maybe you've been doing that for a month and a half. You haven't seen anything serious. Okay, then we'll know whether there's a problem or not. So the focus for yesterday's episode and the other episodes going forward, we're going to figure out how to do effective prospecting. Now, the focus of that is that we're going to learn a couple of things. We're going to learn, first of all, how do we identify our customers? Identify our customers is very, very important. I keep telling people this whole thing about ICP, but they don't believe me. But the thing is this: if you know who your customers are, the moment you sight them or the moment you hear them, this is my person, and then you know how to continue from there. So that's the reason why we need to learn how to identify our customers. We also need to learn how to qualify our customers. Qualify in a business context just means having appropriate business conversations with them to try and figure out who this person is, if you can help them, what's the nature of their problem, can your service help? Because in this case, Adenike Haruna, she's a lawyer, so she has to be able to figure out who is this person, what's the situation, can my lawyering skills help this person? We need to figure out all that before we even start talking about pricing and proposal and then everything else. Then we're also going to learn how to prioritize leads, because It is not every single person that we're toasting or that we're talking to or that is toasting us that deserves the same level of attention. We all know that from relationship matters. So for boys, you're hanging out with 2 or 3 babes. There's one babe that is marriage material. There's another one that that you guys are just enjoying yourselves. And then there's another one that, you say, God forbid, but let me just use one hand. And then the same thing with ladies. There are some guys that are hanging around you. There's one boy that that, okay, he's marriage material, but okay, maybe he doesn't have money. Then there's this guy over here who has money, but anyway, let's just be following ourselves. And then maybe there's a third guy somewhere. So just as in relationships, also in business, like I keep saying over here on the show. So just as you stack rank people in relationships, okay, this one is a serious person. This one we're heading for marriage. This one we're enjoying ourselves. This one is, I don't even know what it is that we're doing over here. And then you prioritize attention. It's also the same thing in business. Some people in business that will come and meet you, that just walk up pass. Like, okay, this one is just inquiry. He doesn't have anything he's doing today. And let me answer the inquiry. Let the person boss on through. Then there's somebody that is very, very serious, but you can tell that this person is an Osho free. Like this person wants to squeeze every single last ounce of profit from you. Then there's also somebody who is very, very serious, and then this person is flush with cash. That's the person that you're going to prioritize and pay attention to now, because this one has the best prospects. So not all customers, not all prospects, not all clients are created equally. I'm not saying that we should do favoritism. I'm just saying that look, that this is basic common sense. If there's somebody here right now, looks like the person has bar, the person is ready to do business, the person is ready to transact with you, and you have the skill set to solve this problem, and then there's another person who is an Osho free, who is just disturbing you in your inbox, you just tell the person in the inbox, one moment, I'll be right back. And then you face the person that is here and have a serious conversation. So we're also going to learn how to prioritize leads, because not all the leads are the same. The people that are red hot, let's pursue them very well. The people that are stone cold, we put them in relationship building, what are they called again? Relationship building framework. All those people that they're on your email list or they're on your WhatsApp group that you send messages to once in a while, and maybe you call them every 2-3 months or whatever. But there's a way of dealing with everybody. So the case study that we're using today, I can't remember the name we used yesterday. Today, let's just call her Adenike Haruna. But the other details are still going to be the same. I remember we said that the lady is 10 years post-call. So that means she has gone to law school. She finished her law school. So she went to university, then finished law school. And then since she finished law school, she has done 10 years practice in Lagos. And because of the experience that she had in the law firm in Lagos, they helped work on some big clients who are putting together some products, investment products, that ended up being floated on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. She feels like, I have the expertise now. Like, I went for masters. I studied securities law. I finished first class. I've been doing this thing for 10 years. My boss is not paying me anything. He pays me crap. Let me just go out and start this thing on my own. I'm like, me too. I have the skills now. I can make it. So because of that, she wants to set up her own legal consulting practice. And then what she's going to be selling is securities compliance. Now, for those of you who are new to the show, securities compliance, it sounds big, but this is just what it means. A security just means a share in a company or a share in an investment product. So those of you who bought shares in Zenith Bank, obviously you guys have securities because you bought a share in Zenith Bank. If somebody comes together and he's trying to put together, some kind of company, and he wants money from big people like me, if I start my own company and I say I want Dangote to drop 1 billion in it, I want Elumelu to drop 1 billion in it, I want let me see, who's another billionaire again? I want this guy Glow Adenuga. I want Adenuga to drop like 1 billion because these are high net worth individuals. So these are the kind of transactions that people in the Securities and Exchange Commission, people in the financial services sector, these are the sort of things that people want to look at to make sure, like, who is this guy? This establishment that who is he? Where is he coming from? This fund that he's floating, what does the fund say? This money that he has collected from billionaires so far, he has collected 6 billion, so how far? People have to look to make sure that people don't just come in sharply, wine and dine some people, just dazzle some people, collect money, and then just disappear like that. So all of that is what securities compliance is about, essentially. They're trying to make sure that when people invest in a particular company, or when people invest in a particular idea, invest in a particular product, people in securities and compliance, they just want to make sure that everything is okay. They want to make sure that the investors, ordinary people who drop money, that they're okay. They also want to make sure that even if it's not just ordinary investors like you and me, even if it's big people, Adenuga them, they want to make sure that Adenuga them is okay. They also want to make sure that the products that are being invested in is legal. Because remember, the example that I gave yesterday was this whole thing of wonder banks that used to reign maybe like 5-7 years ago, where they would tell you that come and drop money with us. If you drop 50k now, in 2 weeks, we'll give you 150k. And people were going and dropping because they were cashing out. They didn't realize there's a Ponzi scheme. They'll collect your own 50k. They'll collect other people's 50k. Then in week 1 payment, they'll put you on top of the queue and give you 150k. Give another person 150k. Give another person 150k. Then they'll be like, this is true. I dropped 50k January 1st. And then January 15th, I collected 150. And then more people will rush. And then they do that until the money is big. Then they pay out to a few people. And then overnight, they just disappear with everybody's money. Before you know it, maybe like 100 million has disappeared. Those people are now rich, and then they run off to Cotonou or Switzerland or whatever and enjoy all the money. So that's essentially what securities compliance is about. And Adenike Haruna, she feels like she has the expertise and she wants to set up her legal consulting practice. So the main question that we're going to tackle, or that we started tackling yesterday, is prospecting. How is Adenike Haruna going to get customers? How is she going to get clients? So that's what we looked at in the previous episode. And the first thing that I said was, first of all, Adenike, she better make sure that subject matter expertise is on point. She needs to make sure that she's the expert. And for 2 reasons. Number 1, confidence in the market. If you're not an expert, you heard all the things I'm saying now. Especially when you're new, you're fresh, you're a baby lawyer. Okay, 10 years is not baby lawyer, but you're still kind of fresh. Some people will say that, 10 years, you never mature. This is Niger. So, that kind of thing, when you set up your shop, print your business cards, get your law office, get receptionist, everything, start welcoming people to your office. When people come and see you, people from the market, they need to feel some kind of confidence. That's where subject matter expertise comes in. When people sit down and talk with Adenike, they need to be able to know, they need to be able to hear, they need to be able to see that she is competent and that she is credible. And then the second thing is confidence in herself. If she doesn't have the requisite training, if she doesn't have the experience, then it's also going to affect how people perceive her, because she will perceive herself poorly. And when she sits down at the desk and then Malam Haruna or whatever, Haruna is her surname, let's see, Malam Ishaka starts asking her 1 or 2 questions, she will start shaking. Before you know it, she's stammering. And the guy will leave meeting and say, I'll get back to you. And he will say, no, that lawyer, no, that baby lawyer, there's nothing there. Let's go and look for somebody else. Let's go and look for an expert. She's not an expert. So subject matter expertise, confidence in the market, and then confidence in herself. So that when she's sitting down with people, she'll be able to feel like, I'm a confirmed bad guy, or I'm a confirmed bad babe. So hire me, pay me my money, because I'm the real deal. I'm the real person. So that's why we have to start off this journey with subject matter expertise, because it definitely has an ability on how it is that we sell. So today, prospecting. So excuse me, still recovering, Hamatan in Abuja and all that. And let's see. So today, prospecting now. So the first step of prospecting, we need to figure out who are we even chasing in the first place. Because prospecting just means you are looking for people who might be interested in your product or service, or who might have a need for your product or service. So essentially, it boils down to who are we chasing in the first place. That's why this whole thing of ICP comes up. ICP just means ideal customer profile. Some people say customer avatar. Some people say ideal audience. Some people say the best clients to work with. Some people call them any number of things. But no matter the term that you hear on different podcasts, it's all the same. We're just trying to figure out who should we start chasing in the first place. And I said it yesterday. The reason why this is a central question that we have to begin with is because if we don't answer this question, we'll spend a lot of time and money chasing people who will never close deals. Back when I was selling insurance with Leadway, it is something that our line manager said. Our line manager went out with a couple of people, and then when she got back to the office, she told everybody that, look, I was out with, let me just say the name is Kunle. I was out with Kunle, and I entered into one office to go and talk with somebody. By the time I came out, I saw that Kunle was talking with the security guard and explaining the product. And then she asked, that Kunle, that security guard, how much do you think he makes? Do you think he's going to have a pension plan? How on earth do you ever think that security guard is going to be part of our client? If you like, next time we go out, continue talking to security guards. That's how she left it. Now, I am not saying that security guards are bad people. And I'm not saying that security guards are not worthy of our respect. We're all created in the image and likeness of God. So every human being deserves our respect, and we have to be cordial to everyone. But we're just recognizing the fact that if you sell insurance products and you're trying to sell retirement packages and stuff like that, talking to security guards probably is not where you need to be spending your time, because it might be an interesting idea, but some people don't have health packages, retirement packages, pension plans, all these sorts of things. So spending time talking to Nigerian security guards, maybe not the best use of your time. Now, if you're in the UK, on the other hand, or if you're in America, on the other hand, it's a different thing. Yes, the guy is a security guard, but then he works for a company. The company has pension plan and blah, 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 and all whatnot. Yeah, so the fellow is not highly paid, but yes, talking to a security guard in the UK or in the USA because you're trying to sell a pension plan, okay, maybe. It just means your commission won't be high. But you see what it is I'm talking about. If you don't answer that question, you end up talking to everybody, even people that might not end up buying from you. Like in this case, Kunle talking to security guards, even though what you sell is insurance products and you're looking for people who can pay big premiums so you can get big commissions. So ask yourself, or else you'll find yourself going out and talking to security guards, because security guards wanted to have a conversation with you. Now, so for Adenike now, 10 years, Lagos, legal consulting, securities compliance, she's ready now. Who should she be talking to? Now, this is my guess, and I am just guessing because I am a layman. So yes, my first degree was in law, but to be honest, I only practiced for 2 years, and that was donkey years ago. And then I've been out of the field, so I'm not even sure what's up these days. But my own guess is that if Adenike is ready and she wants to set up her legal consulting practice, my guess is that the people she should be approaching, my guess is she should be approaching companies. That is just my guess. By the way, if you are a lawyer listening to this right now, and you currently are in securities compliance, just like how AKTS used to fact check me in the comment section, or eventually he reached out to me. That's, I can't remember his real name, but he reached out to me as a Yoruba dude. We started chatting on LinkedIn. So if you're a lawyer who is in securities compliance and you're listening to this episode, please fact check me. Or if you think there's something that can be done better, let me know. So just like with AKTS, I'll take your suggestions and I'll put it up here so that we all get richer. Because that's also the beauty of sales. This sales is not the kind of thing that, one person knows everything. So like me, I know the strategy and I know the framework. It doesn't mean I have all the answers. So, sometimes your guess might be better than mine. So my own guess is that Adenike Haruna, she should be ready to start approaching companies. And these are the kind of companies that I think she should be approaching. Remember, this is just me guessing. If you are a lawyer in this space, hit me up. Let me know what you think. Better suggestions, more promising suggestions, or stuff that we could have done better. So I think you should be approaching fintech companies, because Nigerian fintech companies, all of them are coming up with all kinds of digital assets. Ways of saving money, ways of transferring money, ways of doing this, ways of doing that. So fintech companies, they need to know that when it comes to CAC, corporate affairs, have I abided by all the rules? When it comes to CBN, is CBN supposed to give me one kind license? Is CBN supposed to cover me in this way? Or is CBN supposed to regulate me like this? Have I paid attention to that? When it comes to Securities and Exchange Commission, the products that I'm trying to sell, is it covered by Securities and Exchange Commission? Do I have to go and meet them? Do I need to go for license? Do I need to pay for any fee? All these sorts of things. Or Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance issue any regulations that people like me need to comply with. So all these fintech boys and girls that are going to go and raise big money. Every time you're listening to podcasts or you're on YouTube, you now hear that so and so company just raised $10 million seed round, and then you now do the mathematics. You carry your calculator, you say, okay, 10 million multiplied by what's the exchange rate? I say, that this is sweet money. So if you're a security lawyer, these are people you need to go and start chasing, because they just raised 10 million. So you need to advise them appropriately. So fintech companies, of course, startups, because apart from the products that these people are trying to release, that ordinary people like you and me can buy, like OPay, PalmPay, all these people, those are fintech companies. So we now, ordinary people, you and me listening to this show, we're the ones who are using the product, transacting on the product, stuff like that. Now, all these people, OPay them, and all these fintech people, at the startup stage, they had to raise equity investment. So equity investment just means you're collecting money from people, and then those people are going to have a share in the company. So in the beginning, maybe they would approach Momsy and Popsy like, oh, mommy, I have this really good idea, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to need a couple, £1,000 or $1,000. So that, so you collect maybe like $50,000 from mommy, $100,000 from daddy, and then some of daddy's rich friends. Before I think that's one you would now call a Series A. Okay, no, that was one you call friends and family, Abby. And then those of you who are in this whole game, fundraising and stuff like that, please reach out and educate us on the subject. In fact, I would even like for you to even make an audio yourself, so I can even put over here on the podcast, so that other people who are trying to come up with a startup and who want to be educated on these sorts of things, raising funds, so they can be educated, because some of those types listen to this podcast. So, what was I? And so you collect some money from friends and family. They now do A round, you do B round, you do all of that. All that is equities investment, where you're collecting money from people. You need a securities, compliance, legal, lawyer type person to tell you, are you raising money the right way? What is the legal way for raising money in Nigeria? What is the illegal way? What is the proper way? What should you be paying attention to? Blah, 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 stuff like that. And then when you're ready to do IPO is when the company is ready to sell its shares. Like, is it OPay and PalmPay? Are they private companies? Are they public companies? I'm not even sure. But, okay, basically, a public company is just a company that sells shares on the stock market. Let me just use that as a simple definition. So, like now, NB, Nigerian breweries, for those of you who like to drink Star, Stout, and all those kinds of things. So that company, that's a public company, because they have shares in the stock exchange. So even if you don't like alcohol, but you think alcohol is good business, you can now go and buy shares in Nigerian Breweries PLC, because they're a public company, publicly listed, publicly traded. So when you're about to do your IPO, so like back in the days, let's say in the beginning, Nigerian Breweries was a small company, and then they were ready to now raise money and then list. They have to call people like Adenike Haruna to be sure that, okay, what am I supposed to comply with securities wise? What am I supposed to comply with, this and that and that. So Adenike, I think you should be talking to, then again, she's not a real person. We're just using her as a proxy. So Adenike or any other lawyer listening to this podcast who wants to start up practice as a legal consultant of some sort, you're trying to consult people on securities and compliance. I think you should be looking at fintechs and startups. Next, you should be approaching investment banks, because investment banks have products for accredited investors. Accredited investors are just people who are... Okay, let me not use the technical definition. The technical definition will bore you. But when you say accredited investors, you just mean confirmed big boys and confirmed big girls. It just means that this person has a high net worth. Like the person that is dropping the money, like you will drop... The definition, there's a strict legal definition, but I've been out of the field, so I can't remember. So let's just say an accredited investor in Nigeria is somebody who has a net worth of... this is me just guessing. So lawyers, please, don't be angry. It's just a guess. I'm trying to illustrate something. So maybe you might say an accredited investor can be somebody who is worth maybe like 500 million naira or something. So me, if I reach that level, or rather, when I reach that level and I have 500 M just chilling in my account, people will start thinking of me as accredited investor. That's because I can drop bar and I can afford to lose, a few, 2 or 3, maybe 10 or 20 million, and, nothing will happen. As in, I'll be stressed out, but I won't die. So, accredited investors. The reason why there's a difference between accredited investors and what's the other one? Retail investors. Retail, yes. Accredited and then retail. Retail is just everybody else. Okay, like the security guard that Kunle was talking to now. So the Kunle, if he takes his money and he buys Nigerian brewery stock, we'll call him a retail investor. So the difference between the security guard that Kunle was talking to, who buys small shares in Nigerian breweries, and the difference between somebody like me, who has 500M, who can now drop maybe 20M as seed round. The difference is this. The level of education is different, the level of sophistication is different, and then our level of risk is different. The guy, security guard who buys companies in Nigerian breweries, if Nigerian breweries goes under or disappears or there's fraud or something like that, and the guy loses his life savings, I mean, he will die. Because like, where else is he going to run to? The small change he had, he put it in Nigerian breweries. If the thing is gone, it's gone. He's in trouble. But then for me, big boy, I'm not a big boy yet, so please don't reach out to me and ask me for money. I'm just saying, when the time comes and I have 500M clean just sitting in my account, just doing nothing, as per I've paid school fees, I've paid house rent, we've gone for holiday, I've loaded credit, I've bought internet, I've done everything, and then by the time I'm done with everything, I still have 500M cool sitting in my account. So when I'm at that level now, my level of my risk profile is different. Even if somebody runs away with 20 million of my money, I'll be angry and I'll go to police and EFCC. But the thing is, I won't die. So that's the reason why we people are split. We split them up into those categories. So where was I? So Adenike Haruna should also be looking at investment banks, because investment banks have products that they're selling to accredited investors. So investment banks will come up with some kind of product like maybe a product for Nigerians living in diaspora or something, or Nigerians who have just returned or something. Some investment product. Gosh, I can't think of anything. I'm not in that space. But they might have products like that, and because of that, they just look at their database and they say, okay, of our customers now, how many of our customers just have 500M sitting in their bank account clean, not doing anything? Then their salespeople can now call up those people and then start telling them that, oh, we have this product, we have that product. So those are accredited investors. So people like Adenike Haruna, they have to let the investment banks know, are you reaching out to people the right way? Are you raising money the right way? Is this the kind of product that is even legal to sell in Nigeria? Should you even be approaching people like this? Blah, blah, blah. And then even for products for retail investors. So if I have a company, let's say I make okay, let me go back with Nigerian breweries. So let's say I set up my own company called Palmy Breweries, and what we do is we sell palm wine, and Palmy Breweries is doing very, very well after maybe like 15 years, and then it's now time to go to the stock market to now raise money so that ordinary Nigerians can invest. Because people like Adenike Haruna who will now tell me that, oh, Mr. Ayede, for companies like yours, if we want to sell shares to the general public, we have to go to CBN and do this. We have to go to SEC and do this. We have to go to Ministry of Finance and do this. We have to go here. We have to go here. We have to go there. It's people like her that advise me. So, Adenike, you also be talking to investment banks. So she also should be talking to brokerage firms. So all these people that do brokerage, like stockbrokers, if you want to buy shares in Zenith Bank, because you hear that Zenith Bank was 50 naira per share yesterday, and the thing is now at 100 naira per share, and then you want to go and buy it quickly. By the way, if you're trying to do that, you're being an idiot. You're not supposed to buy when the thing is expensive. You're supposed to buy when the thing is cheap. So you're actually supposed to wait for the price to drop first to a certain level where you think the thing won't drop again. You now buy when it's cheap and then wait for the price to rise. That's how it works. So this one that the price is going up, all of you are rushing. Like, you guys are doing it backwards. You're supposed to buy when it's cheap and then sell when it's expensive. And not that, oh, the price is becoming expensive, then all of you will now be rushing. So stop doing it backwards. So Adenike also should be reaching out to brokerage firms, people who sell stockbrokers. So, excuse me. Crypto people, crypto brokerages. And yet, we now have crypto brokerages in Nigeria. I don't know how true that is or not. I hear that there are platforms that you buy and sell crypto. I'm not in that space. I haven't looked at it. If you're in that space, hit me up, I beg. Let's have a chat. Let me find out what's going on in that industry, so that I can also come back here and let people know what's up so we can all be better educated. So yeah, she'll be talking to brokerages. Then she also, Adenike should also be talking to asset management firms. People like Stanbic IBTC, Stanbic them, all those companies. Those people who are pension managers, they're managing your pensions. For those of you who are employees, or they're also private wealth managers, stuff like that. So, if you're a lawyer listening to the show and you think my ideas are crap, and you have better ideas, hit me up. Let me know. I'll share it over here on the podcast. But for now, I'm just thinking, Adenike, she's ready. She's ready to get into the industry. Who should she be talking to? Prospecting. Who are the ICP, ideal customer profile, ideal customer base, ideal audience? My own guess, she should be looking out for companies. All these fintech boys and girls who are raising mad money. Startups, people looking for equity investments, people about to float their company on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, investment banks that have products for accredited investors and are also pushing out products for retail investors. She should also be talking to brokerage firms, whether it's stocks or crypto, and then asset management companies. That's my own guess. That's my guess. But if you have a better idea and you're a lawyer listening to the podcast, please reach out to me. Contact details are 080-6466-2140. The country code is +234. For those of you who are not Nigerian, that's my WhatsApp number as well. Then reach out to me on LinkedIn. The name to look for is Tavishima Ayede. I'm on YouTube as well. So let me know. Then, 30 minutes. Let me bring this into a close. The people that Adenike should be talking to in the company, this is my own opinion. I think she should be trying to reach out to the CEO. CEO is just Oga Kpatakpata, the Chief Executive Officer. The CFO is the Chief Financial Officer. Let me not try and define that one because before I give you guys the wrong definition. Anyway, but CFO is Chief Financial Officer. Then General Counsel. General Counsel is General Counsel is Oga Lawyer. Let me put it that way. General Counsel is the Oga Lawyer of the company or the Madam Lawyer of the company. Legal Secretary. Let's see what else. Compliance Officer. Excuse me, because some of these companies have internal compliance officers. So once in a while you call a consultant, but they definitely have somebody on salary that they pay to make sure that everything is above board, everything is correct. Then the head of legal department. So those are the kind of people that I think Adenike should be talking to. So Adenike, Haruna, or anybody who is in that same experience, you've been working 10 years in Lagos. You think now is the time because your boss treats you like crap and he pays you rubbish for all the hard work you put in. Your boss is only paying you 100k every month, and you think, if I break out on my own, anyhow, I should be able to do at least 200k every month. These are the people that you should be looking at. You sit down at your dining room table, and you sit with your boyfriend, or not your boyfriend, your husband. Because remember, from the other episode that we did, the Wonder Woman episode, we should not be having this kind of conversation with your boyfriend. So remove boyfriend from the picture. So if your husband, sit down with your husband, pencil and paper, and you guys start writing it down. Who are the people I should be running after? What companies do we know? Who are the fintech people that we know? Who are the startup people that we know? Which investment banks? Husband, do you know anybody that works in this investment bank, that investment bank? Where are the brokerage firms around us? What are the asset management companies? Oh, by the way, that's my classmate. Yes, it's true. She even works in Stanbic IBTC. That's true. I should call her herself so we can even have a meeting. Get a piece of paper. Start writing these things down. Don't run it through your head. You run it through your head, you'll forget. Get a piece of paper. Write these things down. If you're a computer person, no problem. Pull up your computer. Start typing these things down. So sit down with your hubby or sit down with yourself. Say your prayers. Get yourself a nice chill drink as you're doing this exercise. Maybe go and talk to your mentee or discuss with your parents. But either way, pencil and paper, say your prayers, open a nice cool drink. Not too much noise. If the children are playing too much, send the children, let them go and play outside. Just sit down, start writing this thing down. That is going to make up the beginning of our prospecting plan. Now, you remember at the top of the episode, I said that some of you who reach out to me, you don't have a business problem because the thing is, you haven't even started prospecting. In fact, I'll say half of you listening to this podcast now, you haven't even gone through this exercise that I've just listed out. You haven't asked yourself the hard questions, sat down and drawn up a physical concrete list that we can see. Like somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn yesterday and he had a couple of proposals, and I was like, okay, well, cool. So, like, what was your prospecting list? He didn't know what the prospecting list was. No problem. I kind of explained it to him, and I told him, look, we can't even begin to work together because, like, you have the product, and you are expecting me to figure out the hard work of who it is that is your ideal audience, and stuff like that. And I just told him, look, it's not going to work. You can't just drop a list of products with me and say go out and sell. That's not how it works. Like, how am I even going to be effective under those circumstances? You should be able to tell me who the ideal audience is, so we know who it is that we're even chasing. And if you have a list of companies that you want us to go after, then that's fine. We can now sit down and start working something out. Oh, okay, this is your product. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, these are the people you want to sell to. Okay, let me see that list. Okay, 10 people on the list. Then we can now start sitting down and coming up with stuff that, okay, look, you know what, we can plan it like this. My own cut will be this, your own cut will be that, and we can now start working things out. So sit down, pen and paper, your phone, your computer, whatever, start going through these things. And this is the beginning of effective prospecting. So we'll continue tomorrow with Adenike Haruna. Now that we have listed out the companies you should be going after and the kind of people that you should be going after, we'll continue the story from here tomorrow. And even though all of this sounds very highfalutin, maybe what you do is, you are a distributor for Nigerian breweries. You're a distributor for Nigerian breweries. All you know is that every single month you get 5,000 crates of Star from NBC, and you try and sell all those crates in less than a month. So that's your business. So if that's your business and you're now hearing securities and compliance and investment banks and everything, it sounds kind of far-fetched. But don't worry. Don't let the terms and the titles and everything bamboozle you. Just try and pay attention to the principles, to the frameworks that we are discussing over here. That is what we should be doing. And so, even though we've had lots of impressive sounding and big sounding terms here, the most important thing is that you should be doing the same for your business. If you're a Nigerian breweries distributor, business has been going okay, you want the business to improve, we need to figure out who is your ICP. We need to sit down, we need to come up with a prospecting list, and we need to know who it is that we're running after. If we start doing that, then that's the beginning of growing our businesses and improving our revenues. So thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. And remember, you can reach out to me. The number is 080-6466-2140. Country code is +234. For those of you who are not Nigerian, that's my WhatsApp number as well. I'm on LinkedIn. The name is Tavishima Ayede. You can find me on YouTube as well. So all these things are going to be up on YouTube. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow.